I am back with more Diablo 3.
I promised Marco I'd protect him.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
Time is running short. What can you tell me of the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
The ancients have blessed me.
Alright, looks like I have a couple of items to sell here. And I got a level. So that's also excellent. And it's Rend, one of my key abilities for this build. Rend, of course, does damage over time. And as far as I'm
I spent most
aware...
of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
As far as I'm aware, its damage is based on my weapon's maximum damage, not the average
You should take a look.
Excuse me, average damage. It looks like my... Excuse me. Excuse me. It looks like my latency is a little bit high. Hopefully that will not be a problem.
What did you learn of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A sad tale, but I seek the fallen star, and he stands in my way.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
And he forgot to stay at his
You should not
forge.
dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your
Fine, don't talk to me. Alright, blacksmith. Show me the way.
All night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to half fresh.
Blacksmith. Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is regrettable, but it must be done. I will help you.
Perhaps you can use your hammer to kill her.
Hey, come over here.
No, I'm not going over there. There is, of course, an achievement for letting him kill her. Probably easiest done on the normal difficulty. I already have it, of course, but maybe I'll try and do it. Probably not.
Alright, friends. I'm sorry.
This must be done.
That is, of course, Rend dealing damage over time. So I can kind of ignore some enemies, since they're going to die. Take a death sentence.
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Hadrig! Help me!
Oh, that was unfortunate. There we go, now you're bleeding. Well, I don't think you got the final hit. Because bleeding, it does damage.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hadrig Aemon.
Hadrig, I need your aid. I must find Leoric's crown.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Yeah, as long as I'm going to be using shields for the moment, this is clearly a superior shield. Almost 8% better armor. Shields are really nice if you're going that route. But generally speaking, or almost always, they are a huge sacrifice to your damage. Although there are a few shields which can be really nice, especially those with crit chance if you're doing a crit focus. They can actually increase your damage. Potentially, anyway. I'm not going to go with the belt because this is hardcore. A small amount of magic find may not make a difference. Yeah, latency is kind of bad, but it's early on, so I'm going to press on and see if I can continue. I very rarely have problems with it, though, so it shouldn't ever cause me to not want to record.
This must be the blacksmith's apprentice.
Actually, no, it may cause me to not want to record, but I do not often have problems with it, so it should not often be an issue. It's really bad right now. I'm not sure when the release for the consoles were, but if they're operating on the same servers, that could be a partial cause for it. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's just unfortunate luck and timing. This is even considering I'm playing pretty much in the middle of the night. Now, we're not going to 100% explore this area, but we will look at a lot of it. Just in case there's an underground area. If I find that, I may just clear it out and then move directly to the graveyard. Hopefully we don't find one of those really bad champion wretched cadavers. They can be a handful, especially if they have something like the Molten, where they leave the fire trail behind them, and then Fear. Some of the most annoying champions. Of course, if I do find something that's really bad like that, I may just avoid fighting it entirely. Because there's really no point in needlessly fighting something that may not even give me something useful. Get new lore.
During the last days of King Leoric's reign, even the skeletons of the ancient dead could not rest. They took up their broken armor and weapons once more, ready to cut down anything that yet drew breath. Though wasted and fragile, these creatures possess a twisted cleverness that makes them quite formidable.
That is really bad latency. I may end this a little earlier than I might otherwise, because that's really not the way I want to go down. I'll keep going though until I have a real problem. Maybe if I get below half health.
Back to hell,
But I'm doing pretty good with the health globe, so it's not really a concern yet. Nothing requires any precision timing. Thick bracers may be better than what I have, but they're not magical. And where did they go? Oh, well, apparently I had nothing, so they're definitely better. As are these boots. We'll take the healing well. So it gets to a certain point where I don't even use those healing wells. Although there are a few times early on in the game where I didn't really have a focus, that I did use them in a couple of champion fights to really cheese my way through them. Well, it looks like I'm getting interrupted by the NPCs less often now, as they're not following me around. But that changes from different points, different stages and all that.
I gain new strength.
Yeah, you got another level up. It's really nice early on leveling up. You always get new things. We got Bashrun of Clobber. So we're definitely going to take that, I believe. Instead of knockback, chance to stun. Yes, absolutely. Stunning is great.
Need more time.
If your opponent cannot see, he cannot hit you. If he cannot stand, he cannot hit you. And if he cannot move, he cannot hit you. Stun. Really nice. There's also a stun under... Well, I can't show it right now because I do not have the quick striking ability, which I cannot recall the name of. Frenzy? I think it's Frenzy. And I would have to be corrected on that, but I believe that they end up having the same percent chance to stun overall, if you factor in the increased number of attacks and all that. So they're arguably exactly the same, which makes a whole lot of sense in the way that things go in this game. They're trying to balance everything out, not make anything a superior build, but either way, things are going to emerge as this build is better, this build is not as good. Alright, this is one of the spots where you can get 50 consecutive destructibles, but I don't think I can do that with this lag, because I would just have to know that I hit it, and I wouldn't have a second chance. Kind of tricky to get the timing down, too. And I don't think you can do it straight up with melee, so we're just going to stop doing that now. Oh, we got 19 there. Okay, that was a solid change. But then you come down this way, break all these ones. Okay, that's these ones. And of course getting these ones right here. Then you come down this way. That guy is not always here, but he has a chance. Javelin I'm not too interested in, but we'll check it out just in case. Nothing doing with that. And let's check this one. There are always 3 different paths to go here, but only one is the correct path. Although the other 2 are often worth exploring, which I may do in spite of the lag, which is kind of unfortunate. Come here, skeleton. Although it is kind of funny when I stop attacking them and they just kind of blow up like that. There's a lot of rubble there. No, I want you, Gold. You will not escape me. I do like these spontaneous explosions. Normally the game is pretty stable, so it may even be my own internet. Lots of things are not working correctly around my place right now. Such as the air conditioning, which is out. It's not horribly bad, especially not when I'm usually here, which is at night. But it's pretty warm when I'm in bed, because I do have my bedroom upstairs. But my computer is right below a fan, so it's actually quite comfortable for me personally right now. Okay, weird lag there. I actually did pick up that gold. That was weird too. Yeah, it's not stably bad. It does get better and worse. It would be a real shame to die from this. I would not like that at all. But again, not really worried about it.
cannot stand before me.
Let's get out of there. They're all dead actually, so I don't need to use a potion, which I was thinking about doing. My health is kinda low,
I'm
but
healed.
health potion. What are they for? Just tiding you over. So you can get these health globes. Yeah, I don't know why I said health potions, what are they for? That's somebody else's catchphrase. And I'm using it wrong because I answered my own question. Rend doing nice work there, keeping the masses at bay. That is part of the reason why I'm not using cleave, because I'm using Rend for my crowd control. Or at least my mass numbers slaughter. And another reason why is I will be using a rune to gain back health
I am on the
with
right
cleave.
path. The crown
And therefore the
must
more
be
enemies
clear.
that I hit with cleave at once, the more damage it does. Or with Rend, that is, at once. Oh, I picked the right path. First one. Which is kind of a shame. And we'll just keep rending, keep that up and active. There is an achievement for rending for 30 seconds. The problem is, most fights do not last 30 seconds unless it's a boss. The best one for that achievement, in my opinion, is the boss in Act 3 with all the poison. Because he doesn't move a whole lot, and you do have to endure the poison to do that, but on the first few difficulties, it's not that hard. I just have to fight past some skeleton summoners here. And we'll just run ahead. There's too many skeletons around and rend them to death. This should not be a problem. Oh, he's dead too. That is excellent. Finish off the stragglers. And we'll call upon a ghost.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
On him. Should have rended earlier. But that's alright. Rend does do a tremendous amount of damage. Short bow, which I cannot use, but it will be sellable. And of course, grabbing
ancients grant me
that
strength.
and a level. Continue. Now I have town portal, which is excellent. Because I can go back to town. Portalically. Oh, excellent. This armor is quite a bit better than what I had. Because what I had was crap. Oh, actually, this spear is definitely better. Because it is slower. Which makes my... Well, it does have an attack speed boost on it. But it does make my Rend more powerful then. Hello. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. I just realized how often I've got so many things for them to say.
Interested in.
And it's probably not all that interesting.
From the east shall come a monarch whose rule begins in...
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again. There.
Yes, well, hurry
New
up.
as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head.
Crafting a couple things.
I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then follow me and hone your skills. There is deadly work to be done, and I will need your arms. I have grave news. Your apprentice is dead.
Fool boy. Hope for the worst and you will not be disappointed. Thank you for the news.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, there's no benefit to finding out that his apprentice is dead, which I think is kind of silly.
Heydrich, do not feel despair, my love. You did everything you could. Our time together meant more than words can say. But in the end, fate is a cruel mistress. Your strength is needed to end the horrors that beset this world. My final wish is that you find your path. Love always. Mira.
Alright, we're definitely going to full clear the defiled crypts here, because they are awesome. Again, I'm not backtracking, but I will do full clears. There should at least be one champion in each of these areas. Oh, come on, gold. Be obtained. And there are also a couple of fun events that do appear. Particularly the Jar of Souls. That's one of my favorites, especially early on. I like to have it every time I play through, but it doesn't always happen, since events like that are random. Still, a really fun one. A lot of killing with it. I think I've only died on it one time, like all time ever. So it's a good one. Pretty safe, but really fun. I can use some loot. How about you guys? Do you guys have any loot? Some awesome random loot? No, you do not. How about you fellas? Range on Rend is not bad at all. There is a rune that increases the range, which is nice. At the time you can get it. I think it may be one of the first few. But not completely necessary. Although if you do have it for an extended period of time and you switch out, you're going to miss it. At least that has been my experience. And of course I do focus on the spawners, or the retchers, or whatever you want to call them here. When I do fight them, they all die fairly easy. But I don't think you get an excessive amount of treasure out of the things that they spit out. I mean, I'm sure you do get some, but not an excessive amount. And unfortunately they are not also champions if the base one happens to be a champion. So it's not like you get some fantastical amount of loot because of that. But they do have a limited number that they can spawn. So if you're faced against difficult odds and do not feel that it's worth the risk of charging in there and going after them, especially if they have things like Molten or other things, I don't know. But anyway, you can just kill all of the spawns that they create and basically wait it out. Alright, what else do we have in here? Places to search. I'm going to attempt to resist breaking every single thing, which I usually do, just because you never know what you're going to find. I have found rare items, yellow quality. Oh, we got 2 champions in here. This is going to be fun. Grab that. More health globes. Okay, alright, there's one left. Of course, Bash does a lot of damage, the highest damaging base attack for the Barbarian. Alright, armor's the same, but do not get bonus experience. Bonus experience is really good, especially since I'm not going to be backtracking. Let's look at the... okay, the base damage is lower as well. Increased vitality or health globes are better. Let's go with the increased vitality because I also get better armor. And while better health globes are nice, don't think I really need it too much right now. Max health is 314, which is fairly high. At least it seems like it is. I really do lose perspective on that sometimes. I should like to craft a helmet soon. I do not know what level certain helmets are. I'll probably go back to town and do a little bit of crafting, craft some magic items to disenchant, or what is it? They call it in here, break apart at any rate. Because helmets are really good because you can get gems in helmets which have abilities that they do not have in other sockets. And usually I go with the maximum health percentage because it's really nice. You can do gold gain and magic find if you want to. I really don't do gold gain.
Grave robbers have defiled my tomb. Now my husband writhes in torment because I do not rest at his side. Return my bones so that we may rest in peace.
Alright, we have an event here. Now, there is a trick to this event. Unfortunately, I started doing it. It's fun to fight them all, but there's really no reason to, because none of the skeletons they spawn drop loot. None of the big skeletons, or the ghosts, drop loot. So there's no point in not doing it this way. I mean, yeah, you might have to deal with more skeletons at once, but it's really not a big deal. But yeah, the main thing is you don't get any loot, no matter how many you kill. So why bother fighting more than you have to?
The dead are at peace now.
Wait for it. That is excellent. We do have a helmet now. Does not have any sockets though. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't have any gems because of the way that I'm playing through. That is extra experience, which is nice. So having a socketed item is really kind of pointless until I get to Act 2, when gems start to drop. And we will travel back to the cemetery, but it doesn't really matter, because I could have just used my town portal. Heading back to New Tristram, and we're going to take a look at what we can salvage. That's what it is, salvage. Not a whole lot, so we probably can't even make anything. I do have a whole lot of... Is that the level requirement? Wait, what? Oh, okay. They apparently have made a change where you can use your materials straight out of your stash. That is really nice. I did not know that. I did not look into these changes. They're pretty nice. The downside to this, of course, is it's going to make crafting not as much of a thing I want to do on this character, because I'm trying to be self-reliant, and I'm not going to delete all the rest of my other characters. We're going to stick with the experience gain, though, even though that armor would be better on defense. I think leveling up faster is a little bit of a nice thing. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Excuse me again. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the future.